It all started when the concept was presented to Ann about having an all-girls school that would be her namesake, which she was thoroughly excited about. Nothing was more important to Ann than education and empowering young women.
Ann was really looking for something where she could have an impact on women, whether it was girls, children, grown-up women, whatever. And that had been the focus of her life, along with education.
Our team at AISD in about 2005 started to look at the needs of our district for quality programming, meeting the needs of children. We became aware of the work of Ann Tisch in New York and the girls' school model. So we were looking for the ability to kind of be innovative. And then one day, a wonderful gentleman named Lee Posey appeared at my door and talked about his vision, that he wanted to create a network to support schools that would educate young women.
Well, I can remember she couldn't believe that Mr. Posey was going to offer a grant of $1 million to get these schools going. It wasn't just going to be in Austin. The Ann Richards School was going to be in Austin, but this was his form of philanthropy because of the way he grew up, the way his single mother raised him, and the value he put on education through a public school system. And so she thought, wow, this is one of the greatest opportunities in the world to do something that I really, really do believe in.
So she spent a lot of time putting together the initial board for a foundation to help supplement what the school needed for these girls, because this was just such a new project.
There's a second equation, that you have to recruit a good leader. How do you find the right person who has the talent and the skills and experience and the vision to take this opportunity and to have it flourish? And we were very fortunate that within our own ranks, we had that person, Jeannie Goka.
I mean, she chose by far the best principal that she could find anywhere. Right here in Austin, Texas, she was here. And that just set the tone for the whole school and so coincided with Ann's feelings about how girls should be educated.
My mother gave me such a gift, giving me the opportunity to get involved with the school early on and to help with the formation of it as she passed on.
Ellen felt a great, tremendous responsibility to carry on her mother's legacy, just like she would want it to be done. And everyone here was, committed to do that. So, you could almost hear Ann's voice barking out orders as she would go through the halls.
I remember the first board meeting because I had mixed feelings about it. It was kind of a melancholy meeting because it was very soon after Governor Richards passed away and very shortly after her funeral. And so it was joyous on the one hand because we were kicking off this fabulous school, and sad on the other hand because it was so soon after her passing and we had so looked forward to her chairing the meeting.
And more than anything else, everybody wanted to make sure that we did what Ann would want, which was to ensure that this was going to be an exemplary school and it was going to be open to all young women, regardless of race or socioeconomic backgrounds, and that it was going to be fair and it was going to provide an opportunity for young women to exceed with opportunities they might not otherwise have had.
There was no infrastructure, so we had to develop everything. I think what you have to do is find a visionary like Jeannie Goka and get them on your team to make sure that as the school is created, you've got someone who really knows how to navigate the politics of the school environment and understands all the pieces that need to come together to create a successful program.
I would go to all of the elementary schools in Austin at that time, and even to the middle schools, because we were opening with grades 6 and 7, to pitch the story of the school. And I would have to tell the story of what all the wonderful things we're going to do. And sometimes I'd have to prevaricate, because the little girl would say, "Are you going to have an orchestra?" And of course I would have to say, yes, we're going to have an orchestra. And then I'd race back and I'd say like, oh, now I've got to have an orchestra. And we did.
The first day of school at the Ann Richards School was a party beyond school parties. The buses arrived, all the board members were here, all the faculty came out, we had streamers. As the kids got off the bus, we were welcoming them to the school. I don't think they were prepared for all these adults out there, with streamers and saying, "Hi, welcome to school."
What we saw was incredible passion. These are 6th and 7th graders. Many of them have to travel over an hour to get here. But the number of parents and relatives that were here with cameras, crying to see that their daughters, nieces, grandchildren were coming to a school that presented them with a future.
Ann was such an energetic and vital and full of life person. And it just really brings us to tears to know that she never was able to see the school open. And I know that on that first day of our first year of school, she would have been out there greeting every girl that came off that bus. And every girl would have been touched by her because she would have made sure that every girl had a conversation with her, every girl got a hug, every girl got the message, you are going to college. And she would have just been celebrating every moment with us.
My mother dedicated her entire professional life to removing barriers for people who were disenfranchised. And in my mind, this school is a living legacy of what she started. I am overwhelmed by emotion walking through the halls here and just so wish that my mother could be here to see it, because it is more than I think she ever imagined it could be, and certainly more than I ever imagined. And to see these girls being successful and for the school to help them achieve what we set out for them to achieve is really an amazing and fulfilling thing.
This school started because this governor believed in education for all. And the way that this school is set up is giving girl education to all. And it goes back to Ann Richards saying, this is what matters. And that's what we want to perpetuate with our girls.